Parental discretion advised.
This civilian talk. If you listen to that bullshit, that ain't even smart. Have you spewing out fake news? Get you ripped apart. But this Mr. P.I. and this civilian talk. Hey.
Yo, it's your boy Mr. P. Coming straight at you. Bring you that civilian talk. Please wake up American news, because if we don't wake up today, we may not have an America to wake up to tomorrow. You feel me? Do y'all know why I'm so enlightened today? Do you know why I feel so light on my feet? Do you know why I feel so good today? You're like, damn, P, it was mass shootings and shit that over the 4th of July weekend and shit, like all types of shit. And you just chilling? Yes, I'm actually chilling, man. Because guess what? You know what I mean? Although it was unsanctioned, we have struck a major blow to the globalists, my nigga. The globalists now, I'm pretty sure they are pissed off with the last thing that happened to them and shit. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know that the Georgia Guidestones were bombed? Somebody put high explosives on the Georgia Guidestones and shit? Blew them shits up. Did you know? I'm asking you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know that just happened, folks. Motherfuckers are so sick of this fake ass New World bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That they are literally going at the globalists now. They are directing their attack toward the globalists. For those of you that don't know what the Georgia Guidestones is, it's stone tablets right outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in a rural area that's not surrounded by houses or anything but national park, and it's monitored 24/7 via camera and, listening devices and shit. How do you blow up a Georgia Guidestone and the person not immediately put in jail remains to be seen? But I mean, if you look at what's going on, if you see what's happening, motherfuckers is trying to take their fight straight to the globalists now. So today, Alex Jones helps to level the Georgia Guidestones. We got chopper footage of the Georgia Guidestones being demolished. They sent it a demo correctly. They got blown the fuck up. Demon Dimensions and the Mysteries of CERN. We got some Joe's Been Hiding news and shit. We got some gun permit news coming out of California and shit. We got the food wars. They have begun and shit. And we got the July 4th shooter plus more. So don't move your motherfucking switch and be back on the other side, and we're going to get this joint lit, you feel me? And you already know, get your weed ready, your lighter handy, and it's about to go the fuck down. And you already fucking know who it is. Who is it? It's your fucking boy.
Today's episode was brought to you by Civilian Talk Radio.
Yo, it's your boy Mr. P. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming straight at you talking about that C. Marie body products. Listen, man, if you ain't taking your skin seriously, I strongly encourage you to change your thinking on that. Your skin is the largest organ on your body, and if you don't nourish it properly, it can poison you. You have to understand this and shit. It's not a game. Motherfuckers is playing with their motherfucking skin and literally putting them harsh chemicals, sulfates and parabens on their shit, and then they wonder why they breaking out, why they got dead skin cells everywhere, why they look like they shedding, why they shit look like it's, two-tone. It's because you're not using all natural products, man. Get over to cmariebodyproducts.com and stop playing with yourself, man. Men, go get you some of that after gym. She got an all men's collection, a just for men collection, bro. You know what I mean? Go over there, get you some of that after gym. Females, go get you some of that Queen Yoni. You know what I'm saying? We know that y'all got pH balance issues and shit, and y'all need to take care of that. Only way to properly do that is with proper soaps, body butters, scrubs, to get your motherfucking cleanse as best as it can be and keep your skin nourished, man. My skin is 3 times as soft as it was. I don't even use the body butters and shit, but my shit feel like I got body butter on, man. Stop playing and shit. You already know it's your boy, Mr. P. I never steer you fucking wrong. It's your boy, cmariebodyproducts.com. cmariebodyproducts.com. Take your ass over to cmariebodyproducts.com. Stop playing with yourself, man. Go hook yourself up. Yeah, it's not as cheap as ivory, but it ain't gonna fuck your skin up like that cheap ass ivory or that cheap ass Dove. So you already know what it is. It's your boy. Rudy, we need the fucking truth. Wouldn't you agree?
That is true. It is somehow related to this, but I do not know whether good guys got it or bad guys got
it. Give our people the truth. Don't act like you knew it. This is real. In fact, you can Google it. I don't know what you need to wake you up, to do your job and inform the American people, whether you like it or not, of the things they need to know. What do we have to do to get you to give our people the truth? I feel kind of stupid, and you all should, unless you're stupid. What you had to do is go online and find out. Unless they take it down. I deserve it. So you can find it. Please don't make light of it. Many of them were triple counted. They were put into the counting machine this way.
Wrong!
Once.
This is wrong!
Twice.
This is not right!
3 times.
This is deception!
Once, twice, 3 times. Give our people the truth. Don't act like you knew it. This is real. In fact, you can Google it. I'm here to vote today. Oh, Mr. Giuliani, you already voted. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. And it's outrageous that it's tolerated. And it's tolerated because you condone it. You don't cover it. You don't condemn it. It's your job to read these things and not falsely report that there's no evidence. You agree or disagree, it's evidence. There's nobody here that engages in fantasies. I know crimes. I can smell them. You don't have to smell this one.
What are on those tables? Ballots. Ballots. The tables are being turned over. Those tables are being turned over. The tables are being turned over. And he came to a table and he turned it over.
Release the Kraken.
Give our people the truth. Don't act like you knew it. This is real. In fact, you can Google it.
What the fuck, bro?
And we back, man. What's happening with y'all folks, man? So happy to be here with y'all and shit. I mean, hope y'all rolled up already. Yeah, I mean, because I'm definitely about to start burning ziz. You feel me? Burning ziz. I mean, shit crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? But first, know it's your boy, Mr. P.I. Coming at you, bringing you that civilian talk, my nigga. And we about to jump up right in this bitch. You already know, man. Listen, man, it's fucking crazy, bro. Now, I mean, the globalists thought they was just gonna keep getting out on us and shit. Nothing was gonna happen to them. Let's light up in celebration. They thought they was just gonna keep getting out on us. And wasn't shit gonna happen to them, but now we are collectively looking at them. You know what I'm saying? We are all directing those, unstable emotions toward the people that's causing the instability. You know what I'm saying? These folks out here, they think they own the planet. Think they run the world. They think they have the right to kill us in the name of some cause that only they know about. You know what I'm saying? They think that they gods, folks. They aspire to be gods, folks. And that's the thing. You know what I mean? When you try to play God, bad shit happens. You know what I'm saying? And they've been trying to play God, and bad shit has been happening, of course. But it's really been, you know, a lot of the treachery that they have displayed has been swept under the rug due to the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you know, motherfuckers don't want to, you know, look at, you know what I'm saying, these people and shit, you know, for the predators they are, for the ignorant fucking, you know, pushers of weaponization, weaponized information, weaponized everything, you know what I'm saying? You know, the information is weaponized, the shots is weaponized, the food is weaponized, the speech is weaponized, but they don't want you to have no physical weapons. Because like Klaus Schwab said, is we must prepare ourselves for a more angrier world and a more intolerable world. That's because they're creating the instability, folks. They shut off our gas pipelines. Your man Joe's been hiding and sending all our gas, oil reserves to Asia and fucking Europe. How the fuck does that work? How do you cut off the oil production here, but then send all the oil we got to somebody else's fucking country and shit? We trying to make a buck. This shit can't be about money. It's about depleting what the fuck we got. Now, fortunately, we got a whole bunch of offshore shit that we can fuck with. But a lot of people don't understand how this shit is actually setting us back tens and tens, if not hundreds of years and shit, because, you know, no petroleum means no food processing, no food deliveries, no energy, no fucking, unless you got solar panels and shit. The average person don't got that. It's really strenuous. You know what I'm saying? When we sit here and look at, you know, what we dealing with and the ramifications of everything and shit is really like, it's scary, man, to know that these motherfuckers is actually out here plotting on us and we think we on teams. Everybody think we on teams. Couldn't be further from the truth and shit. We are not on teams, folks. These people do not give a fuck about us. They do not give a fuck about the idea of us fucking, you know what I mean, making it to the next level. Us being prosperous without them. You know what I mean? Now that they done became the richest they can be, they want to shut off all the opportunity to become rich. You know what I'm saying? All these billionaires, Bloomberg, fucking all these weirdo niggas and Soros and Schwab, all these corny ass fucking Chase bank and shit, you know what I'm saying? Fucking JP Morgan Chase and shit. All these niggas is globalists, bro. You're not allowed to have the infrastructure that they got if you're not on a team. They'll kill you and take it. When companies get bought out, that's because the globalists don't want them playing in the same game that they playing in. All right, we'll make you rich right now. Just get out the game. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want you interfering with the game we playing and shit. You don't know what you're getting into. So when you create your social media platform and shit, you thinking that people just gonna come to a sign up, you know what I mean, be, you know, productive and present on that joint and shit, when the whole time, you know, you got Facebook, Instagram, fucking Twitter, fucking all the other prominent social medias and shit looking at you like, yo, how can we buy this joint up before they get too big and able to challenge us financially and shit. It's called a monopoly. These motherfuckers have a monopoly on information. They got a monopoly on food. They got a monopoly on industry. They got a monopoly on fucking, believe it or not, delivering services. You know what I'm saying? They got a monopoly on everything that you can monopolize and shit. And they trying to keep us as the slaves. You know what I'm saying? How come we seen the most millionaires and fucking billionaires be created in like the last fucking 4 years and shit. Niggas just jumping in crypto, get a couple of dollars and shit. You know what I'm saying? They just happen to hit the lucky button and shit. You know what I'm saying? Couple dollars. You know what I mean? They good. You feel me? This shit, but it's all bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, bro, these globalists is playing chess, man. The average person is not even playing checkers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga don't even know that he like 13 people away from it being his turn and shit. You know what I'm saying? And now motherfuckers is not only fighting the system back, but they going after the globalists, after the globalist message. I don't know if you know what the Georgia Guidestones stand for, what they are, what the purpose they serve. You know what I'm saying? But the Georgia Guidestones is basically a blueprint of how to depopulate the planet and keep it depopulated in perpetual balance with the earth. They want to depopulate society by 95% easily and shit. They want 500 million people that they can control. And they want them all spread out. So they want the population of America roughly just across the planet though. You know what I'm saying? So a couple million motherfuckers in Africa, a couple million motherfuckers in Europe, a couple million motherfuckers in Asia, India, North America, South America, and they try to compartmentalize it the best they fucking can and shit. The shit is ridiculous, folks. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they tell you not to listen to shows like this, don't feed into shows like these, they not telling you the truth, they gaslighting you to basically get murked later and shit. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? We sitting here twiddling our fucking thumbs, and these niggas got a master plan on how to kill every fucking body. You ever hear the term survival of the fittest? That's what we got going on right now. The survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? So the motherfuckers that didn't take the shot and not capitulating and ready to die and shit, those are the fit motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Me, you, our folks. You know what I'm saying? We are the fit ones. You know what I'm saying? We're the fit. But, you know, you listen to these folks, we're a hindrance on the planet. Hey, man, we have to get rid of carbon. See, the average person don't even understand that it's more than one type of carbon. So they saying that the carbon is killing the planet and shit and killing the plants and shit. There's only one carbon that does that. Carbon monoxide. You breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. But they telling you the problem. The dioxide is the problem when it's actually the monoxide. Fucking humans don't fill the fucking, you know, the planet with carbon monoxide and shit, you know what I'm saying? Out of our bodies anyway. Unless you consider methane, you know, farts and shit from cows and shit, you know what I'm saying? Monox, but carbon dioxide don't kill you, you know what I'm saying? It feeds plants, it feeds trees, it feeds life. Scientifically proven. The more carbon you see in the area, the more foliage, the more leafier, the more green it is. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously it's plant food. Plants breathe in carbon dioxide, breathe out oxygen. We breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. Perpetual balance with the earth. But the average lefty loser think you gotta destroy the planet, coal the planet, fucking wipe everybody the fuck out in order for, you know, this shit to be, you know. There's no such thing as a utopia. You know what I'm saying? There will never be a utopia. There will never be a place where you like everything. I can have everything I want and still not like everything. You understand? So when they hit y'all with these utopian fantasies, these utopian dreams and shit, it's all cap. They just moving you closer to the line of killing yourself. That's it. And I realized that when I was in college and shit. I was like, man, this shit is in the way. You know what I'm saying? These niggas trying to kill the shit out of me and shit and make me like it. That's why they keep saying you'll own nothing, you'll have nothing, and you'll like it. It's fucking Soylent Green. Literally. Not the food, but the living conditions. You know what I'm saying? Where the rich, they financed apartments that came with their own bitches. So you basically bought an apartment, you looked at the apartment, you checked out the wench that lived there and shit. And she was supposed to suck and fuck and cook for you all crazy. Shit is crazy, man. I mean, it's really insane, man. Insane time we living in. But like I said, man, the globalists are starting to be attacked their damn self. So they implemented this attack on humanity. Now humanity and God is fucking basically sending the message back. The Georgia Guidestones has been the guidelines for the globalists since I can remember. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers want depopulation. They're following the Georgia Guidestones guidelines. Know what I mean? They're gonna get you, especially if you're antibody dependent, or if you shut your immune system off with the COVID shot, or if you took more than one COVID shot. Now you breeding fucking parasite. Fucking whatever the fuck and you out of your fucking own blood cells and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just scary, folks, man. I don't know what we gonna do once we get to a certain point, but this shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. So we're gonna slide over to my man Alex Jones. You know what I mean? Alex Jones helps to level the Georgia Guidestones and shit. I mean, back in the day, he had ran down on him and shit. Probably like 18 months ago and shit. He ran down on him and just was like hitting him with his fist like he was trying to knock him down. And then ironically, somebody just knocked him down. 18 months later. Let's check it.
Many months later.
They done knocked them all the way. They blew up the English tablet, so they took them down.
I had to describe.
You know what I'm saying? They blew up the English tablet, so they took them all the fuck down, bro. But now you gotta raise the question and shit. So if they took them down from where we can see them, where the fuck they gonna put them and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, where they going up next? Now, was it the person that financed it, Ted Turner and shit? Yes, from the cable company. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna put them bitches in his backyard or in his basement now and shit? Is that what he doing? You know what I'm saying? The Georgia Guidestones been around for a long time. Now it's gonna be fake news when you bring up the Georgia Guidestones saying that shit was about depopulating the planet and shit. Now they gonna be like, "Oh, that's fake news. That never existed." You know what I'm saying? But chopper video. Georgia Guidestones blown sky high. My man Alex.
It's here, July 4th, 2022, and it's time to redeclare your declaration.
Yeah, I'm saying, this shit crazy, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's time for us to motherfucking declare this fight against motherfucking globalists and shit and stop playing with these niggas for real, though.
Breaking live now. In a suburb of Atlanta, Georgia, the Georgia Guidestones have been blown sky high. At least a third of the satanic structure destroyed by high explosives. It's Wednesday, July 6th. The year is 2022. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
InfoWars. Tomorrow's news today.
That's true.
Breaking live now in a suburb of Atlanta, Georgia. The Georgia Guidestones have been blown sky high. At least a third of the satanic structure destroyed by high explosives. I don't support the left when they pull down monuments because I see monuments as pieces of history. And I will say that at an animal level, I like seeing this edifice to depopulation world government bombed to bring attention to it. I do not agree with whoever did it because we need that evil edifice there as a confession letter by a consortium of eugenicists led by Ted Turner. He grew up down the street at his grandmother's farm. We needed to be there to expose their plan to forcibly reduce the world population down to 50%. But if you're a TV viewer, you can see helicopter footage, live feed right now.
Yep.
This news broke about an hour ago. Helicopters weren't even there yet. I was watching it right before we went live. They were saying the helicopters are coming over the live feed that we have via our satellites. We get a lot of satellite feeds coming in here. And if you're a TV viewer, you can see that the Georgia Guidestones English portion has been blown up. It repeats it in what?
8 different,
1, 2, 3,
7
4,
different
5, 6,
languages.
7, 8 different languages. Sanskrit, English, Japanese, the list goes on and on. But the English portion, obviously it's an English speaker that is angry, an American probably, planted their bombs. Obviously a bomb did this and blew it sky high. Half the monument damaged, about a third of it completely blown away. We have the live feed up on Infowars.com from Fox. Local bomb unit on scene after Georgia Guidestones partially destroyed. And they quote, depopulate the human population down to 500 million. Here's a digital photo of some of the wreckage there. And I don't endorse this type of extreme civil disobedience, but I certainly understand whoever did it and what their motives probably were to bring attention to this. And it's in the middle of nowhere, off a side road by cornfields, and it was obviously blown up in the middle of the night. So whoever did it not to harm him in life, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, gut level, this is not the right move to make at this point.
I mean,
but
I appreciate it. I ain't saying that's the right thing to do, but I appreciate
the type of thoughts that go into the process of doing this. What are we going to do when they're killing us through the poison shots, the GMO food, through the electromagnetic radiation, through this cultural satanic attack? What are we going to do when they've got a monument put up by Ted Turner and the New World Order, who heads up a major eugenics group, got Bill Gates in depopulation, setting up this announcement of evil? I would rather have everybody go out there and shoot their own videos and talk about it and expose it. By blowing it up, yeah, it brings limited attention to it, but at the end of the day, it then invites this idea that we're like the left, destroying knowledge or tearing things down. Should we burn Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible? No. We should read it and be aware of the enemy. Should we burn down Democrat Party facilities? No, we should fight their ideas and expose them. But nevertheless, I got to tell you, a lot of folks are extremely excited that the Georgia Guidestones have been blown sky high. And I'll tell you this, I don't think it's a false flag. All these staged events never actually target a globalist institution. They never actually target the New World Order. They always target civilians, and then it leads back to the New World Order, the globalist, and their provocateurs. But if this was a right-wing or a pro-human edifice or a pro-life monument being blown up, it wouldn't even be on the news. And the left would quietly celebrate it on Facebook and Twitter. But because this sigil, this obelisk of doom, this occult marking of our population for death, because this ace of spades laid out in that beautiful countryside is a logo or a spiritual center for the Satanists.
Yep.
They are going to go absolutely ape over this.
Bonkers, nigga.
You can believe it. Desperate times call for desperate measures. But in the balance, whoever did this, I would tell you, I understand why you did it.
Definitely.
You're probably watching right now. But I would encourage you to stop and to not do anything further. We're very blessed you didn't hurt anybody. You obviously chose a time to do it where you wouldn't hurt people. And I respect you, and I understand you. But I also ask you to stand down, and as Trump said, stand by.
Stand down and stand by.
Broadcasts.
You know what I'm saying? This shit fucking crazy, dog. You know what I mean? Fucking, it's dog. Food wars has started, man. Like, it's going to fuck down. All the shit that motherfuckers thought wasn't going to happen is actually fucking happening right the fuck now. It's crazy too, man. You know what I'm saying? The Georgia Guidestones that shit stand for something so fucking significant you wouldn't even understand at the time and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit is for real. The shit is sad. The shit is out of fucking pocket. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers really want you dead. And, you know, they going to see to it that it get done and shit. You know what I mean? Remember, safe and effective. Just remember safe and effective. That's all you got to remember. If you have a question how they going to get it done and shit, safe and effective. And they cutting off your food supply. And a lot of y'all won't be ready. A lot of y'all won't have water filtration. A lot of y'all won't have shit. And y'all gonna be fucked up. And y'all gonna want motherfuckers to help you, but motherfuckers gonna be like, yo, you had the opportunity to get fucking, prepared yourself, and all you did was bullshit. You thought it wasn't gonna happen. You thought it wasn't gonna happen. You said it wasn't gonna happen, and turns out you was wrong and shit, because it is happening. It's gonna happen, and it has been happening and shit. And if you don't see it, it's just not meant for you to survive past this and shit. And I fully understand. It's God's plan. God's will, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I want you dead, but, you can pretty much, trust and believe that you're going to be close to it. You keep following the motherfucking lead of the person in front of you and not looking at what they doing. I like to say that about women drivers and shit. So women drivers, they tend to look at the car in front of them. They don't look 5, 6, 12 cars up ahead and shit. That's not what they do. That's not what females do. Females look at the car in front of them and shit, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of cars in front of you falling off the motherfucking highway. And since you're not looking at the cars, 20 cars ahead and shit, when it's your turn, you're just going to be like, But nigga trying to tell you that the bridge is out. Don't go that way. And y'all consistent with it though. I'll give you that. You guys are really consistent at fucking up. But food wars have begun. You already fucking know, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Hope you've been getting your food stores up. Hope you've been just being proactive. 50-pound bag of rice here, 50-pound bag of rice there, 25-pound bag of sugar here, oatmeal, fucking storable foods, container shit, all that shit, man. Shit gonna be life-saving and rice, man. It's probably one of the fillingest things you can buy that's not super expensive, and you can get tons of that shit for, low quantities of cash. But when the shit hit the fan, y'all not gonna be at liberty of none of that shit. You mean y'all gonna have to take what y'all get, and it is what it is. And unfortunately, it's gonna be ugly and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I hope y'all motherfuckers is ready and shit. Let's do it.
As these different stories of fires and explosions damaging major food processing plants across the entire country were beginning to circulate on social media, the FBI's cyber division, they came out and they published an official notice warning Americans about the increased cyber attack threats on agricultural cooperatives.
And our breaking news, mandatory evacuations being ordered in Grant County. That's in eastern Washington because there's a risk of an ammonia tank explosion.
And with that, we do have some images of the situation there. We want you to take a look at this video. Just intense flames. As you can tell, this taken from a distance, too. This is a fire at the Washington Potato Company plant in Warden, which is about 100 miles southwest of Spokane.
Right now, firefighters are still watching for hot spots after a large fire at a plant in Momence, Illinois. That is south of Chicago in Kankakee County. It started early this morning at Andruin Farms, which makes freeze-dried ingredients. A spokesperson for the company says no one was inside the plant at the time.
Firefighters investigated suspicious fire at the Fresno Creamery, officials say. Feed mill fire explosion at Cargill Nutria in Lecompte, Louisiana. While firefighters were in the building, explosions was
fire
going
at
on.
the Winston Weaver fertilizer plant. These were the flames over the building tonight. Firefighters are evacuating homes and businesses within a 1-mile radius of the building because of the fear of an explosion.
There was a significant fire at a Wisconsin River Meats factory Thursday that left mass wreckage in its wake.
By the time I got here, the building was engulfed in flames.
Yep, more food processing plants.
Towering flames and thick
massive
black smoke.
Fire destroy Walnut facility.
This is what the Sutter County community of Live
February
Oak woke
4th,
up to just after
2022.
7:45 this morning.
Photos of Bonanza Meat Co. building on fire at Presno Drive in downtown El Paso, Texas, February 15th.
Then a boiler explosion and fire in Hermiston.
It was probably the fire of my career in Hermiston.
Fire Chief Scott Stanton says when he saw the flames, his mind focused on one thing.
The first thing that comes to mind is the employee.
An early morning fire tore through the milk parlor at Bestview Farm in St. Albans on Friday, displacing nearly 800 cows.
Extensive damage. I mean, that's the lifeline of the farm, is the milk house where they milk the cows.
Man, March 16th, Nestle plant damaged by fire.
County, and wow, there you have it. That is a rather substantial fire. It's happening in what looks like a factory.
Pepsi Cola.
Let's get more details from Shannon Sohn in Newscopter 7. Shannon.
Yeah, this is burning at the PepsiCo facility here on New Brunswick Avenue at Lakeview Avenue.
This is a live scene from a blazing fire. This is at the McCrum frozen potato processing facility on Pierce Street in Belfast at this
frozen potato
processing
processing
recovery
facility.
After a massive fire at a local food pantry that feeds more than 1,000 people every week.
The flames there destroyed more than 50,000 pounds of food.
This is in Salinas witness a huge fire at a food processing plant. This is for Taylor Farms. And right now there are concerns about a huge plume of ammonia coming from this area.
Fire destroyed Azure Standard headquarters. Blaze ignites in vent system at Hemo facility. Egg laying facility in Iowa kills 5.3 million chickens. Fires 200 plus workers.
Northwest resident damages being assessed today after a fire at the Saladino food processing plant.
A Minnesota egg producer is evaluating the damage left behind from this massive fire. It happened late last night in Howard Lake.
And tonight we have learned that at the JBS meatpacking plant in Green Bay, a fire occurred this evening.
Y'all think it's just coincidence that fires are happening at these fucking food processing plants, dog, while they cutting off your fucking gas, electricity, and charging you more for everything? You think it's just coincidence? I didn't think so.
Firefighters from multiple stations battling a large fire at Festus Foods. This is in the town of Belmont. It's a food processing plant that makes frozen pizzas.
Well, the video is heartbreaking, showing thousands of dead cattle.
Somebody killed like 2,000 cattle one night, and next day all them niggas was dead, bro.
Wave killed these cattle in southwest Kansas.
A heat wave. How did a heat wave kill them and they all lined up next to each other and shit?
Headlines like this claimed more than 10,000 had died.
Here's what the FBI actually wrote. Quote, ransomware actors may be more likely to attack agricultural cooperatives during critical planting and harvest seasons, disrupting operations, causing financial loss, and negatively impacting the food supply chain.
Which means the Fed's going to be doing all that.
2021 and early 2022 ransomware attacks on farming co-ops could affect the current planting season by disrupting the supply of seeds and fertilizer. A significant disruption of grain production could impact the entire food chain, since grain is not only consumed by humans, but also used for animal feed. In addition, a significant disruption of grain and corn production could impact commodities trading and stocks.
Henry Kissinger, control the oil and you control nations. Control the food and you control the people. Y'all think that shit is just coincidence? Y'all think this shit a game, don't y'all? Y'all really think this shit a game, don't y'all? Y'all like, man, this shit is just all just jokes and shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit out serious, right? It's the utmost seriousness, my folks. You understand? These motherfuckers is about to try to kill you. Whether you want to believe it or not is completely up to you. But what's happening is these motherfuckers are about to try to finish the sentence. Killyu, motherfucker. They are about to attempt to kill you and the people that you love. They willing to starve y'all. They willing to poison y'all. They willing to do whatever it takes to get you dead. You don't have the tad bit of the strongest suspicion about these motherfuckers at all. Like, you don't even give a fuck what they doing. You know what I'm saying? See, that's why it's a difference between God-fearing Americans and freeloading Americans and shit. Motherfuckers that love the 4th of July and the rights and the shit that shit stand for, and motherfuckers that hate 4th of July and the rights and all that shit stand for. The motherfuckers that enjoy freedom and willing to fight so everybody can enjoy freedom, and motherfuckers that only want freedom for themselves and have motherfuckers do what they say on a consistent basis and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers just want you to do what they say. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, when you don't, they try to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just heard it. Fucking last episode and shit had the head of the World Health Organization on talking about, you know what I'm saying, we need to stop vaccinating kids that's already vaccinated, and we need to focus on the kids that's not getting vaccinated so we can motherfucking have 0 cases. Well, you can never have 0 cases. Think about that. It's always babies being born. So what about the parent that say, oh, you're not shooting my kid up with that shit? What about that parent? What you gonna do or say to that parent to make them change their mind about you shooting their kids the fuck up? Oh, that's right. You're gonna try to control their life via the food, via the water, via the motherfucking jobs, just like they did y'all when shit was hitting the fucking fan and when it was time to take the shot. Soon as it was time to take the shot, all y'all niggas fucking bowed down and shit because y'all ain't want to lose y'all jobs. Okay, cool. I understand. I kind of get that. You don't want to lose your job and shit. You don't want to be asked out. But how much are you going to put up with? How long are you going to be capitulating and shit before you say no? Oh, that's right. You don't say no. And just to think, I thought you had some balls and shit. You don't. Shit is sad, man. Shit is strange and it's going the fuck down and shit. But I guess not everyone is enjoying being free. Oh, my bad. I guess not everyone would enjoy being free. Oh, no, that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess everyone's not celebrating the 4th of July. Nah, that's more like it. That's more like it. That's like right up
Liberals
there.
are uncomfortable with the American flag and our national anthem. You can imagine how they feel about the 4th of July. Last year, the New York Times ran a story saying that, quote, today, flying the American flag from the back of a pickup truck or over a lawn is increasingly seen as a clue, albeit an imperfect one, to a person's political affiliation in a deeply divided nation. They're right. Conservatives love America.
We do.
Trying
I
to
love
save
America.
what's left of it, and the Marxist Democrats hate our country,
They
the
do.
founding fathers, the American flag.
They absolutely hate our motherfucking country, dog. They fucking what, nigga?
The First
Freedom?
Amendment, the Second Amendment.
You can say
the
no
entire
to me? Oh no. Oh
Bill of
fuck.
Rights, actually, the police, families, and everything about it. A Huffington Post writer claimed that given the racial dynamic that still exists in this country today, meaning liberals imagining racism everywhere where none exists, how can African Americans celebrate a holiday that accentuates their perceived inferiority by their oppressors? The writer noted most Americans will be firing up their grills, but it won't be in celebration of Independence Day. It'll be in recognition of centuries of lies perpetuated upon them, masked as the truth by the founding fathers, he says. The holiday doesn't remind him of the freedoms we all enjoy in the United States today, but instead of how much he hates America and people. An op-ed in the Philadelphia Tribune asks, should blacks celebrate the 4th of July?
Yes, we should.
And then answers that question saying no.
Why
Of
shouldn't
course, if a
we?
white person
Why
said
not?
something like that, then you can imagine the hyperventilating, unhinged screeching around the word racism that would result. One-year comedian Chris Rock tweeted, quote, Happy White People's Independence Day, adding more fuel to the leftists' anti-American fire.
It's always
Every
Chris Rock.
4th of July, floods of anti-American and anti-white
Everybody
tweets
hates
fill
Chris.
Twitter from angry black people and their white knighting allies who are upset with what they've read about slavery in school or online, and they can't take a moment to enjoy the blessings that we all have by being Americans today. And we all know how much liberals hate the national anthem. The black activist organization, the NAACP, wants it banned, claiming that the Star-Spangled Banner is racist. They sent letters to members of Congress saying the song is one of the most racist, pro-slavery, anti-black songs in the American lexicon. I'm sure they consulted with Colin Kaepernick on that.
Oh, you know they
Liberal
did.
lunatics literally say that the national anthem is another neo-Confederate symbol. Some high schools are banning the national anthem from being played during pep rallies, saying that it's too outdated and racially insensitive. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, quietly banned the national anthem from being played before home games, and then after a few months, due to the backlash from the NBA, he reluctantly resumed the long-held tradition. Students at a California high school near Sacramento were actually reprimanded for chanting USA during events. The principal sent an email to the parents saying that while the school wasn't outright banning the kids from chanting it, she warned that the chant could send an unintended message, meaning that the students of Mexican heritage might be offended.
Why?
Snowflake students
They
at another
came to this
California
country
high
so they
school
could sing it
demanded
too.
that the other students remove their American flag T-shirts that they wore on Cinco de Mayo, a popular Mexican holiday in Southern California, because they were considered to be offensive. The students sued because the school violated their First Amendment rights by banning their shirts, but the Ninth Circuit in favor of the school. That's right, wearing an American flag shirt in an American high school is now offensive.
I can't fucking believe that shit. Like, how the fuck is wearing an American flag shirt in an American school offensive in America? Don't get it.
Began taking a foothold in America. They started tearing down Confederate monuments, but once they were all gone, they moved on to statues of Christopher Columbus and then the Founding Fathers. George Washington and Thomas Jefferson have to go too, they say, and it's not just twits on Twitter calling for their removals. The city of New York took down a statue of Thomas Jefferson from City Hall last year that had stood there since 1883. Of course, they want Mount Rushmore torn down too, since Thomas Jefferson and George Washington's faces are there. Sean King, the white Black Lives Matter activist who identifies as black, like Rachel Dolezal, wants all statues and paintings of what he calls white Jesus torn down too. Many black supremacists believe the myth that Jesus was black, or at least that he had fairly brown.
I always tell you, dog, fucking, it's always a white woman trying to cancel some shit. And yes, that fake ass black dude, the white black dude and shit, he's a white woman as well.
Skin because he was from the Middle East, but apparently they've never seen a Jewish person before, Jesus being one of them, of course, because they certainly aren't black. Sadly, the pandemic of imaginary racism continues to spread across America and is mutated into countless variants, like the OK hand sign variant. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln banned their school's mascot, a character named Herbie Husker, from using the gesture during games and removed all photos of him doing it in the stadium and on campus after concerns that it may be interpreted as him flashing a white supremacist hand sign, an idiotic idea that keeps popping up every few months, like when a Mexican-American employee at San Diego Gas and Electric was fired after he was accused of flashing the secret hand sign after he was photographed cracking his knuckles at a stoplight while driving a company truck. A Black Lives Matter activist tweeted a photo to SDG&E and they fired him. A Mexican flashing a white supremacist hand sign, they said. Another variant of imaginary racism has to do with food. A firefighter in Detroit brought a watermelon for his fellow firefighters to enjoy after he was transferred to a new station, but since he is white and 90% of the firefighters at that station are black, some of them thought that it was racially insensitive, so he was fired. Are watermelons racist? Or is it only racist when a white person offers a slice to a black person? I just can't keep up anymore. Maybe grocery stores and farmers markets should suspend watermelon sales so nobody gets triggered. What's the problem here? Different cultures enjoy different kinds of food. Italians like pizza. Chinese people enjoy noodles. Mexicans like burritos. It's an obvious fact, but facts hurt liberals' feelings. Earlier this year, NPR reported that, quote, some white people may choose a yellow thumbs up emoji because it feels neutral. But some academics argue opting out of the Caucasian thumbs-up emoji signals a lack of awareness about white privilege, akin to society associating whiteness with being raceless. Which skin color emoji should you use? The answer can be more complex than you think, they asked, noting that in 2015, emojis began offering new skin colors instead of the Bart Simpson yellow that every smiley face and thumbs up had been. Now you're a racist if you're white and you don't use white emojis. I mean, what are they saying, that the yellow emojis are for Asians? That sounds racist. But you can't even make sense out of anything that liberals are saying. White people sharing reaction GIFs of black people making funny faces is now considered digital blackface and is racist too. Reaction GIFs are the funny,
digital
blackface animated pictures that are a second or too long that are taken from scenes in TV shows or movies, often of celebrities reacting to something. They're popular on social media as a way for people to express their feelings about a post by using an animated GIF instead of typing words, as I'm sure you know. But if you're white and you use the Michael Jackson eating popcorn gif or the Mike Tyson slapping his leg in hysterical laughter, then you're a racist. Even Band-Aids are racist because the standard color is a light tan that some black people claim is designed to match Caucasian skin. So for decades now, Band-Aids have been making multicolored bandages so certain people don't feel left out. That's where we're at in society. Band-Aids are part of white privilege, so Black Lives Matter needs their own. Apparently they don't know that the Band-Aid brand sells clear bandages for those who are offended by not having a bandage that supposedly matches the color of their skin. Band-Aids are actually included on many white privilege checklists that are used at various Marxist indoctrination centers across the country, also known as schools, in order to identify instances of institutionalized racism. Speaking of institutions, It's long overdue that we reopen the mental institutions because that's where these people belong.
Facts.
If you like my monologues like this, then
You already know. If you got it for Mark, man, send your boy 99 Simple. We gonna keep it rolling, Mark. Really appreciate the work you put in and the information you get out and shit, real shit. Don't y'all really appreciate Mark? We really appreciate Mark. I already know y'all appreciate Mark, because I appreciate Mark. You feel me? But, yeah, man. So, 4th of July, definitely they was turning up on the 4th of July. Turns out one of the 4th of July shooters, hated Trump. And he was dressed like a woman and shit. So, the nigga literally Black Lives Mattered you, LGBT'd you, and fucking Democrat Partied you all in the same shit. Shit is ridiculously interesting and shit. Let's check it out. No way. This is crazy. These niggas, man. Yeah.
Well, surprise, surprise. The shooter that attacked the July 4th parade hated America and hated Donald Trump.
He did. They tried to call him a right winger and shit. They was like, oh, he was a Trump supporter. Nigga, clearly not a Trump supporter. Twitter handle was straight lefty loser. Facebook handle was straight lefty loser. If he had an Instagram, that shit was lefty loser. And the craziest part about it all, he said, goodbye, Mr. FBI agent. Goodbye, Mr. FBI agent. MK Ultra, you sons of bitches.
He was dressed as a woman. The police have now had a press conference. They have surveillance footage of him on the roof, shooting people. They know what he did. We're not attacking every man that thinks he's a woman. We're not saying every transgender person is a bad person.
Yeah.
What we're saying is the globalists are using this to destabilize civilization and turn us against each other and say that 2 men can have a baby, 2 women can have a baby. It's all a lie. Because if they can confuse us on that, they can confuse us on anything.
That's absolutely
it's
true.
always the same MO. A Satanist, obsessed with the occult, a
lefty
seeing
loser.
Other Satanists launch mass shootings, says, hey, that's something I can do as a copycat,
Yep.
and they go out and do it. That's a great example of why we need to be armed to protect our and our families. Because we're good people. We know we're good. Just because coyotes, human smugglers, locked up hundreds of people in a tractor trailer and 50 plus died, we don't blame tractor trailers.
Nope.
You could lock people in a tractor trailer and kill people. You don't ban a tractor trailer. You know the person that locked him in there is bad.
Is the bad
It's like
person.
this crazy guy with a gun doing this. The gun's not bad. It's him that's bad. And it's why we have guns, to protect ourselves from these psychotics. We're covering all this and more live with forbidden information they don't want you to know at Infowars.com/show and band.video.
And you already know, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have all the links to take you right the fuck over there. Like, no way. Yes, way. You know what I'm saying? It's easy, folks. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to determine what the fuck is going on. But the fake news media tries to paint July 4th parade shooter as a MAGA. As MAGA.
A sleepwalker. I am breaking through no matter what. Like a sleepwalker.
Bring back the mean tweets. We had a whole lot less mass shootings and gas was way cheaper when we had all of them mean tweets. But now the disingenuous media industrial complex is trying to tell me, now that they have apprehended this shitbag who shot up the 4th of July parade over here, as a Donald Trump supporter. Look at this. We knew it was your fucking maggots over there. Guns. Gun crime epidemic and your MAGA supporters. Oh, what? What? There's no way that this was a Donald Trump supporter. There's no way that this was a MAGA mad lad. He shot up a 4th of July parade that is completely antithetical to everything on our side. Your left-hand shitbag side is trying to trend fuck the 4th on Twitter, on Facebook. Probably on YouTube. It wasn't a Trump supporter. How do I know that wasn't a Trump supporter that did this? Well, I don't know. Maybe because the goofball looks like this on top of
fucking straight
shooting
weirdo.
A 4th of July parade. Does that look like a Trump supporter? You fucking idiots! Holy hell! Even before I saw this goofball, I knew it wasn't a Trump supporter.
Right.
FBI is asshole MK Ultra asset, most likely, but Trump supporter? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Look at this fucking goofball over here. Look at this fucking weirdo. That's what every Antifa shitbag looks like. The fucking Kool-Aid hair and everything. It's
Yep.
the left-hand side. They're like, well, listen, it was definitely a Trump supporter with a white person because they caught him alive. Look at this. They let him surrender. They got a picture of the fucking pussy over here. Fucking hell. Breitbart, one of the pictures. And
Wow. Straight lefty
the
loose.
police apprehend him, and the media industrial complex is like, look at this. If it wasn't a white person, they would have definitely killed him. They let him surrender. You know, maybe the reason why they took him alive was because he didn't shoot at the cops. Right? Again, this completely
Or
disingenuous.
he was in it
fucking
with the
media
fucking
over here.
cops.
He wasn't wearing a ski mask, and he wasn't shooting at the cops. That's
The feds
probably why
called.
they
Yeah,
took
don't
him alive.
kill
Look at
him.
that fucking car.
We're going to
think
take
a
him in
Trump
for
ain't no
questioning.
fucking Trump supporter driving around. There's a fucking electric car over here. It's a fucking Prius with AIDS. And look at this dude. That's every Antifa member right there. And again, you fucking space geniuses, he shot up a 4th of July parade. Clearly an unhinged lefty. And so what the left-hand side is doing right now is like, oh my God, look at this. Look at this, everybody. We've cracked the case. That's definitely a Trump supporter. Why? Because look at this. We found on the Twitter he's at a Trump rally. He's mocking the Trump supporters, idiots. There's plenty of you Antifa-tards who go to Trump rallies to mock, to attack, to shoot and try to stab these individuals over here. Again, you found 2 fucking pictures where he's at a Trump rally, where he's got a Trump flag, and you're saying, that's it, case closed, everybody, he's definitely a Trumper.
At all.
He's making fun of Trump supporters. Meanwhile, while you dumb fuckers, and you got your 2 pictures over here, what does our side have? Everything. Again, holy shit. Holy shit, you think that looks like a Trump supporter? Oh my God. No. That's what a Trump supporter looks like. That's what a Trump supporter looks like. That's what a mentally ill lefty lunatic looks like.
Exactly.
We got lots of pictures of the goofball looking like that, by the way. What the fuck is this? Oh, look at that. He must super duper for cereals be a bibble thumper. He's got a bibble. He's mocking the religious people. Clearly.
Obviously, as shit.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely the Kool-Aid fucking ratty hair. No, it's definitely Trump supporter. Fucking anemic vegan. Definitely a Trump supporter.
Not the anemic vegan.
And then he's got his fucking Antifa garb gone, his black block. It's fucking lunatic. He's got all kinds of Antifa tattoos. He's got an Antifa rose tattoo. He's got another. I don't know how they were able to stencil it onto his bird-like fucking arms over here, but they got another stupid Antifa symbol on his arm. He's following anti-racism daily. I mean, this is a total fucking leftist. Everybody knows this. The car that he's driving, for sure.
A fucking Prius.
The same group of people who are telling you, oh my God, this fucking cops, this white supremacists, they took him alive. They shot a black dude 60 times yesterday, but today, after this guy murders 1 billion people, they take him alive because that's white supremacy, copsism in America's. It still has its slavery roots. No, he didn't shoot at the cops. I imagine if he shot at the cops, they'd fucking perforate him.
Probably would have been. You already know. And they had to drop on him, so what's the point? You know what I mean? But Lee Zeldin reacts to New Yorkers getting new gun restrictions after the Supreme Court rules in their favor. This shit is crazy. Let's do it.
All right, I want to turn now to some breaking news. In New York, Democrats have just passed a massive restrictions on concealed carry in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision to expand gun rights and allow the Second Amendment to exist in places like New York. After passing both chambers in a special session today, Governor Hochul signed into law moments ago a measure banning concealed carry pretty much everywhere. Listen to this list.
We are creating a definitive list of sensitive locations where individuals will not be able to carry firearms. Restaurants, bars, public transportation, subway,
Everywhere.
buses, and in
So basically
Times
everywhere.
Square.
So Times Square
All right,
and everywhere.
that's just the start. Now, that list went on and on and on. This effectively neuters concealed carry in a city where crime is rampant. And now in order to get a permit to carry in the few places that are left, you better be ready to fork over your social media history. Let's see if a lawsuit ensues. Potential firearm owners will be asked to divulge all social media accounts maintained over the past 3 years, as well as provide references attesting to their good moral character. My next guest will get plenty of those references. He is the Republican nominee to the governor's race in New York City. He is going to be taking on Governor Hochul. Congressman Lee Zeldin, welcome. What is your take on the new gun laws in response to the Supreme Court decision in New York?
I think it's terrible. We are going into Independence Day weekend, and this is the gift to law-abiding New Yorkers. I think that we need to separate a law-abiding New Yorker who wants to safely and securely carry a firearm for solely their self-defense, and the criminals who want to carry firearms illegally and commit offense after offense after offense, harming others, and then because of the system in New York, they keep ending up back on the streets. Now, what they're doing with this action today up in Albany is targeting the law-abiding New Yorker. I don't think they're making New York more safe. They're making New York less safe. They're creating these locations as targets because now, as a criminal, if you wanted to carry out one of your acts of targeting someone with an illegal firearm, you know that you're likely to encounter less resistance because the only people who care about these laws passed today are the law-abiding citizens.
So, if for people just to know, put it in layman's terms, the Supreme Court looked at this and said the Second Amendment's really been taken away from places like New York, and it really concerns 6 other cities. You can have a concealed carry permit, but in a 2-page insert, Justice Kavanaugh came out and said, listen, name some places to restrict to bring guns, like courthouses, like schools, like Times Square, and then just name it. But they've simply gone over the top. Don't you think this invites another lawsuit?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost as if they saw what the Supreme Court did, and then they wanted to go even further than they went earlier. In a way, they just went even worse than what the Supreme Court just said was unconstitutional. So now they are inviting another lawsuit, and now you're wasting the judicial system's time because it's going to have to go through that entire process, and the Supreme Court is going to have to decide again. And it's showing a lack of respect for the rule of law and a lack of respect for the Constitution.
Absolutely. They never give a fuck about the
$35 million. $35 million will be set aside to make sure New York is a welcome place for abortions. That was also put forward by the governor
not a
today.
Welcome place to
she brought that up.
Protect yourself.
Talking about different places to provide abortions for states that might be banning it for the most part. What's your reaction? We need $35 million to have more abortions?
No, the reason why Governor Hochul is pushing this is because she doesn't want to talk about the issues that matter most to New Yorkers. The state is going in the wrong direction. She doesn't want to talk about crime and public safety. She doesn't want to talk about people struggling to afford to survive in New York, whether it's getting your own home or it's the cost of gas and just the overall cost of living. So she's trying to find some other way to activate her base because they don't really like her.
Exactly. She has no base. I'm going to be back on the other side. We're going to let them continue and shit. Don't move your motherfucking switch. It's your boy. Hey, Trump, man, with all this fucking critical race theory and leftist lunatic shit going on and shit, do you think flushing the country down the tubes is smart?
We can't allow bad things to happen to our country, and bad things are happening to us, perhaps like never before. You'll be seeing what goes on, and perhaps like never before.
We are looked upon as not very smart. We are looked upon as not very smart.
Shit, we failed. Shit, we failed. They may allow me back. So I walked gingerly. That ramp was long and steep. I said, General, I might have to grab you.
By the pussy.
They made that a big story, but they didn't make a biting fall. The triple fall, I call it the triple fall. I wasn't gonna fall. Dr. Fauci, who I actually got along with, he's a great promoter. Not a great doctor, but he's a hell of a promoter. Fauci said powerfully at the beginning, no masks. Then he went into masks, and then he became a radical masker. Look at the world. Look at what happened to the world. And look at the world. It's not just us. It's the world.
We are looked upon as not very smart. We are looked upon as not very smart.
Shit, we failed. Shit, we failed. They may allow me back. Walk into the office in front of filmers, people. Congratulations, sir, why you're number one on Facebook. The day I was out, he became rather, well, I guess it's human nature. We can let our country be run by that kind of human nature. They may edit that out. They don't want to have that. They don't like that. They may have to edit that out. The Biden administration seems to be putting America last. There is nobody like us. Nobody has the people that we have. Nobody has the genius that we have. You look at the world. Look at what happened to the world. And look at the world. It's not just us. It's the world.
We are looked upon as not very smart. We are looked upon as not very smart.
Shit. We failed. Shit. We failed. They may allow me back. They may allow me back.
You
So we back. We're gonna polish up with this Lee Zeldin reacts to New York new gun restrictions and shit. Let's check it out.
New Yorkers have not had a very good first impression of Governor Hochul. There's a lack of excitement, enthusiasm. They don't think that she's doing a good job. So she's trying to put fear into people on the issue of abortion and try to divide people. And I think this isn't about being pro-life versus pro-choice. She's going to the extent that this is pro-abortion. She's trying to go on a national scene to be the chief promoter of it, as if it's a great thing that more and more people should consider getting.
Congressman, I did want to hear this suggestion that you just made today about where abortions could be taking place. Tell me if you can get behind this.
Mr. President, we'd ask that you consider your ability to use federal facilities. What am I talking about? Veterans hospitals, military bases, and other places where the federal government controls the jurisdiction in some of the states that are hostile to women's rights, and make sure that those services can be available to other women.
Wow. So make the military do it.
Is that a good move?
Wow.
No, absolutely not. And it's really, it's sad that this is somebody who really at this point, desperate to get a 4-year term as governor this November.
She's not going to get
it. Is trying to get this creative. You have this opportunity. The president of the United States
with the population
is sitting
in New
there
York,
in front
she
of
might
you. You
get
can
it.
advocate for whatever you want to advocate for. And you're not advocating for anything that is why New York leads the entire country in population loss.
Yeah, everybody rolling the fuck out.
And you could be making asks for help, for resources, for leadership, for competency, and you're putting all of that aside, just to grandstand and try to, again, activate your base and instill fear upon them.
Lee, you won the nomination. A lot of people say you have the best shot of a Republican since George Pataki actually won and beat Mario Cuomo. What is it going to take for you to beat Lieutenant Governor, now Governor Hochul?
We're all in for the next 4 months. We're going to be campaigning our tails off all across this state. It's not just about Republicans and conservatives, but independents, Democrats, they're disenfranchised Democrats. If you are concerned about rising energy costs, well, then let's reverse the ban on the safe extraction of natural gas. One-party Democratic rule wants to ban all gas hookups on new construction statewide. Let's repeal cashless bail. She says we need more data. Oh, by the way, when people were asking her the question yesterday about this new legislation she's passing, she said she doesn't need any data in order to act. I say let's fire Alvin Bragg. He's refusing to enforce the law. Kathy Hochul says he just got there, cut him some slack. He's doing his job. So the contrast is stark. We need to bring that message to New Yorkers of all stripes in all counties in New York and win this race to save New York.
You already should know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want y'all gun rights? Y'all want y'all kids? Y'all better fucking save New York. Shit, what was that movie? Something for New York or some shit? Escape from New York? Was that what it was? Shit, nigga, they might have been more correct than we fucking knew they was and shit, nigga. You got to fucking escape that joint. Yeah, I mean, you ain't trying to get caught up in motherfucking New York now. Hey, man, you get caught up in motherfucking New York now, you might not come out you might not come out there now. You know what I'm saying? But Ohio, you know what I'm saying, will burn tonight, you know what I'm saying, because on the 4th of July, cops shot a motherfucker like 60 times and shit, but it didn't burn and shit, but I thought it was still a good story. We're going to check out like 2-3 minutes of it and pull out. It's my man Salty. Let's do it.
Your car. Be polite.
Is there a problem, officer?
And stay in your car with your hands on the wheel.
What the fuck do you want, motherfucker?
Unless you want your ass kicked.
Fireworks starting a day early in Ohio, everybody. Who knew that Ohio was such a hotbed of patriotism by the looks of a bunch of goofball lefty meth heads? Huh. Confusion. I thought the lefties, Abe, were sitting this 4th of July out because 4th of July fucking racist. 4th of July rape women.
You know how they feel.
Babies against their will. Fuck you, 4th of July. Fuck the 4th. Why are they? Oh, they're not celebrating the 4th of July a day early. They're setting the place on fire because, of course, again, another one of these shitbag assholes fucked around, found out, got shot by the cops, and everybody's screaming, well, you can't kill him. How dare you? He's blick. What? What's skin color got to do with anything over? Well, he was
Who
just
we
minding his own
protect?
business,
Black
and
criminals.
the racist, white supremacist cops in Ohio shot him to death. They shot him 60 times. Why do you guys shoot somebody 60 times? I'm sitting there going, they shoot him 60 times. Well, it was like 8 cops. And I imagine each one of those cops probably, at bare minimum, had a 10-round mag. And so my question is, how much time are you guys spending at target practice? You only got them 60 times? That's a fucked up joke. Well, listen, hey.
I like it.
Again, this wasn't some dude. Of course, every time, by the way, here they are. They're going to blow this fucking gasoline station up. They're sitting there going, "Oh, Putin's price hike. I stand so hard with Black Lives Matter and Ukraine. Super duper excited to pay $8 a gallon here in Ohio." But then also they are going to probably blow it up tonight. I mean, these people are fucking crazy. But back to the why'd they shoot him 60 times? Because he shot at them. I tell you, this is fucking crazy. From all of these goofballs who've spent 20 fucking years in college institutions, you'd think that they would get some sort of contact high of intelligence. That somehow you'd expand on your thinking and think, shooting at the cops will probably piss them. I mean, oh, come on, man, he only shot at the cops once. I said, what? You got AIDS? Holy shit, that's the type of thinking that you have when you've got AIDS and meth brain. And your mom smoked meth while indulging in AIDS while you were in utero, because that's stupid. That's a stupid thing to do. I mean, this dude's over here shooting at the cops. Why'd they shoot him 60 times? Because he shot at them.
He shot at the cops, dummy.
He shot at them.
Yes.
This isn't hard to figure out. You don't got to be an internet Sherlock Holmes to crack this fucking case over here. I'm sitting there going, here's the best way to avoid getting shot. And spoiler alert, it works if you're black, if you're brown, if you're gay, lesbian, even if you're a fucking weirdo drag queen. Don't shoot at cops. When the cops go to pull you over, pull over.
You know what I'm saying? It is pretty much that simple and shit. Take it from somebody that, is blick. You know what I'm saying? And, that's, Saudi for, black. You know what I'm saying? I'm blick. And, I don't shoot at the cops. It's really, not smart. But then again, we aren't looked upon as very smart, right? I keep forgetting that we aren't the smart ones. Kinda sucks being so dumb. Personally, I don't like being this dumb and shit. That's why, we started the show to at least wake you up to, being played and shit. But, Some of y'all just don't approve, and I understand. You just don't approve and shit. California, yeah, man. Since we talking about gun laws and crazy people getting shot and shit, you know what I mean? But Supreme Court just overturned some shit, and these motherfuckers is like, well, fuck that. You know, we don't want to overturn the fact that you can't carry a weapon and shit. Why the fuck? Why would you do that, Supreme Court? We want them niggas not to be able to carry weapons. That's why we made the rules. Why would you overturn that? See, and that's why they turn around and implement all these new laws. But California is the worst. Governor Faggot Newsom. Gavin Dickface. Gavin Newsom, something like that. California's leak of gun owners' addresses and information is worse than previously thought. Did you know that? The California government, ATF, literally leaked all the gun owners' addresses and information? Did you know? Did you know? Even those who were denied a license also had their details leaked. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Last week, the California Department of Justice admitted that the personal information of hundreds of thousands of gun owners had been leaked online. Now it appears that the data breach was far wider than originally reported. For about 24 hours, a data breach exposed the names, genders, and race, birth dates, and addresses, license plates, and criminal histories of Californians who applied for gun permits to carry concealed weapons between 2011 and 2021. The news surfaces last week when the Fresno County Sheriff's Office said it had been made aware of the data breach. However, originally it had been reported that only the data of those who were granted permits were exposed, but it has now been revealed that the data breach affected all those who had applied, whether they were granted permits or denied. The State Department of Justice said that the breach happened during an update of the firearms dashboard portal last Monday. That means purposely. The department confirmed that the assault weapon registry, firearms certificate, safety, and gun violence restraining order, dealer record of sale, and handgun certificate for sale dashboard were also compromised. So the whole site just told everybody everything. The department said it was not sure how many people were affected by the breach or whether the data was downloaded, but the California State Sheriff's Association said that there are indicators that the information was copied and at least some portion of it was posted on the internet before the breach was deleted. It is infuriating that people have been complying with the laws, have been put at risk by this breach, said Butte County Sheriff Corey Hane, the president of the California State Sheriff's Association. He added that there were concerns about the data breach risks to permit holders. California Attorney General Rob Bonta ordered an investigation into the data breach, saying he was deeply disturbed and angered by the department's failure to protect the data from exposure. Is he really? This unauthorized release of personal information is unacceptable and falls short of my expectations for this department, he said. California Rifle and Pistol Association said the exposure was unconscionable and it exposed permit holders such as law enforcement officials and vulnerable groups like rape and domestic violence victims. The department plans to notify individuals affected by the breach, Bonita said. Wow. Another reason you should fucking have a gun right the fuck now is, yeah, man, this drag queen story time shit These motherfuckers, trying to brainwash your kids and, introduce pedophilia to their lives and shit. That's another reason for you to have your motherfucking permit to carry, just in case you gotta blow a fucking pedophile's head off for getting too fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah. Crazy shit. So, let's watch kids get brainwashed into the pedophile death cult. Let's check it out. And for those of you that...
Usually they mostly experience
And for those of you that don't know what ketamine is, it's a date rape drug that they're giving drag kids these days. And, yeah.
Do you think kids should be at Pride?
Yeah. Usually they mostly experience in stories straight stuff. So it's good for kids to also know about queer stuff. I am non-binary.
Yeah?
Wow. The perfect cape for it.
Air flag. Yes.
It is fantabulous. I don't care if anyone says no if this is not fantabulous, because it is fantabulous.
So it's a stripper with dollar bills all up and down the panties and bra with a little kid walking them around like they're a little stripper.
Wow.
I mean, what is that, folks?
It's pedophilia.
That is just disgusting. If you saw a kid at a strip club, you would call the police.
Like, this is crazy, bro.
So even though Gay Pride Month is over, pedophiles lusting over children never ceases. And that's why you're going to continue to see deranged behavior like we saw throughout Pride Month targeting children. And so I've got some more examples of that. But over the weekend, this story comes out of Kansas City, Missouri, and I have a sneaking suspicion I smell a Smollett. Smells like a Smollett to me. Gay Missouri candidate campaign sign defaced with anti-gay slur. Now, here's why I smell Smollett all over this. And if you guys want to pull up the images, it's Justice Horn. He's running for Congress. And it's a sign, and somebody came up and spray painted fag on it. And he immediately was so quick to pose for pictures with that sign behind him like it was a victory for his campaign. Because that's how liberals view it. That's why they fake hate crimes. Because they consider that a victory for themselves. Why did Smollett fake a hate crime? Why do you have almost all hate crimes end up being faked? When there's an investigation, somebody put the N-word in a bathroom. Turns out it was a black person. Somebody knocked over Jewish headstones in a cemetery. Turns out it was a Jewish person. Jussie Smollett had a noose on his neck. He organized the whole thing. So, yeah, the majority of times these hate crimes are fake hate crimes staged by liberals. So, I'm sorry, Justice Horn, if this is truly an organic event where somebody sprayed fag on your gay flag pride there. I mean what you mad? The gay flag there on it, so it says fag. But
but what you mad about?
Justice Horn, if this was a true
That's
story,
what you are,
somebody
bro.
spray painted that because Jussie Smollett and all the other liberals that faked hate crimes have ruined it for you. So now I think you faked this yourself, and I do believe that.
Fact.
And the way you're using this for your campaign only adds fuel to my suspicions. Not to mention, nobody ever heard of you until this happened.
Exactly.
Nobody knew who you were until this happened, and you just love it so much. You share it, multiple angles, multiple photos. You're posing in front of it. That's how much you love it. And by the way, you're bragging about how you're gay on the thing. So.
Fact.
But there you go. Seems like another fake hate crime to me, and we'll see what comes of it. But there you go. And even Joe Biden lies about it. He did this again over the weekend. He says, Florida's Don't Say Gay law takes effect today. And he puts Don't Say Gay in quotes. Folks, it doesn't exist.
That don't exist.
They cannot point to you anywhere in the legislation where it says don't say gay. Don't say gay.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't exist.
It's fraud.
This is the president saying there's a bill in Florida that doesn't exist. The Don't Say Gay bill literally doesn't exist. There's never been any text that says don't say gay. Never. And here's Biden putting it in quotes. Never existed. So they lie about all this crap. Why would we trust them at all? And the way they target children is even more reason to not trust this community, sadly. And it's bad. It's a sad thing for gay people that don't want to target children and gay people that don't want to shove their lifestyle down other people's throats, because they end up actually having people dislike them because of these pedophiles using the gay flag as an excuse to get access to children.
Exactly.
Here's an example of that exact thing over the weekend in clip 3. So it's a stripper with dollar bills all up and down the panties and bra with a little kid walking them around like they're a little stripper. I mean, what is that, folks?
Fake tits.
That is just
fake
disgusting.
Ass.
If you saw a kid at a strip club, you would call the police. But it's gay pride, so it's okay. You don't want to be an anti-gay bigot. Hey, why is that kid being sexualized? Why is that kid at a strip club? It's gay. Oh, geez, sorry, okay. But if it was a straight strip club, see, then it'd be a problem. But it's gay. It's actually worse.
The July 4th, 2022 Super
I mean, bro, y'all know what it is, man. These niggas is terrible, bro. That's why you need more motherfucking straps and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because these niggas is trying to take your kids in front of your fucking eyes, bro. And what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna say? What you gonna say? The 5 reacts. Democrats are abandoning a sinking ship. And what ship is that? That's the Joe's been hiding Titanic.
Democrats now forced to admit what most Americans see plain as day. President Biden is a total disaster.
Is an idiot.
Multiple media reports have liberals bashing the commander-in-chief as weak and ineffective, complaining that Joe is not moving fast enough to respond to multiple crises rocking his administration. One liberal lawmaker telling CNN that the Biden administration is, quote, rudderless, aimless, and hopeless. Another saying, quote, it's almost like he's hiding. He has the bully pulpit, and he's either hiding behind it or under it. I don't know where he is. And a Democratic strategist ripping into Biden's team, quote, it's infuriating. Our house is on fire, and it seems like they're doing nothing to put the fire out. They're just watching it with the rest of us. And the usually sympathetic media also bashing Biden.
There is this sense that things are kind of out of control and he's not in command.
We need Joe Biden to be present and to be a leader that meets this moment. I mean, do something, I think, is the point that people are saying. We're not giving folk anything to be excited about, and we don't have that fierce urgency of now.
And, you know, things are truly a disaster when Hollywood celebrities jump ship. Actress Deborah Messing reportedly fed up about President Biden's lack of urgency and the administration being unprepared despite weeks of warning on the reversal of Roe v. Wade. She also reportedly claimed credit for getting Joe Biden elected. I guess we better do a check on whether or not Deborah Messing actually got Joe Biden elected. But Jesse, I'll start with you. When they say we need him to be present and to be the leader, is Joe Biden capable of that?
No, he never was. And I think big tech and China were like, actually, no, we got Joe Biden elected. Just his schedule this week is a perfect example. It's largely ceremonial. On Monday, he has a barbecue for July 4th. On Tuesday, he hangs some medals around some hero's neck. Wednesday, he actually flew to a swing state and gave a speech on what? About the American Rescue Plan he passed last year about COVID. And tomorrow, he is going to Langley to celebrate 75 years at the CIA. And then Friday, he just flies to Delaware for another 3-day weekend. if you're going to give a speech, how about give it about inflation? How about give it about gas prices? Those are the most important issues of the day. Or your base cares about abortion and guns. He doesn't do any of that at all. They want him to perform. The presidency is a performance. If the Supreme Court comes down with a major abortion decision, you cannot give a speech, fly to Delaware, and then take the whole next week and go over to Europe. You can't do that. The left wants to see him spitting mad, hands in the air, out on the streets, raising hell. And he just doesn't have that in him. They want him attacking the Supreme Court. He doesn't want to do that. He can't attack Republicans. They're not even in power. They tried the whole ultra MAGA thing, but it was corny and vague, and now they just put it to bed. So right now, they're really saying, what is your plan of action after Roe? And he didn't have one, but they didn't have one either. Putting abortion clinics in national parks, that's not a real plan. They have to go to the states, and that's where the action is. But under Obama, they lost like every single state house in the country. So it's going to take a long time and a lot of hard work and groundwork to get back to where they need to be.
Sandra, you're the economist at this table. And, with people concerned about, as Jesse said, inflation and the economy, Karine St. Pierre said yesterday, Jean-Pierre, said yesterday, in talking about the economy, she said business investment. Do we have it? Do we have the sound? Oh, go ahead.
We've averaged more than 400,000 jobs every month for the past, over the last month, 3 months. We've held steady at 3.6 of unemployment rate. Consumer spending remains strong and above pre-pandemic trends. Business investment remains strong, and household balance sheets remain strong.
The thing that jumped out at me, Sandra, when she says household balance sheets remain strong.
If that was the case, you wouldn't have a Gallup poll telling you that 23% of the American people have lost confidence in the presidency. Monmouth, just 10% believe that the country is heading in the right direction. Washington Post wants a shift change from this presidency. To Jesse's point, Governor Pritzker in Illinois said it. We want this president to get loud. We want this president to fight. They want to see anger, angst, urgency. To the point on the economy, if there was a more telling point of this presidency, the president sees that the number one concern of the American people is inflation and high gas prices. What does he do? He goes out and says, I know that is the priority. It's the priority for us. We're doing everything we can to bring down those prices. What does he do? He taps the SPR, which is the wrong move. That's not how you address the problem, first of all, and it has not brought down gas prices. And then what happens? Reuters reports starting yesterday, the oil that is coming out of the emergency reserves in this country is going where? Not into the gas tanks of the American people. It's going to China.
It's outrageous.
And the White House has asked about it, and Karine Jean-Pierre doesn't even know about it.
Right.
At least she says she doesn't.
Well, I believe she doesn't. All right, so let's, Jessica.
Very generous of you.
Do I need to put a question to you? Can he get any lower in terms of the numbers, or has he hit rock bottom?
Technically, he could go lower. I don't think he will. It's 36% or about there right now. I think that's probably where he'll hover. Two things that I wanted to speak about. One, I think that the frustration about having 6 weeks to be prepared for this is so important to understanding the psyche of liberals right now, but also a lot of moderate Republicans who would have preferred that we had some national protections. And we all saw the polling from earlier this week that, well over 60% were in favor of a 15-week ban. And when you look at the fact that there are in some states where you have, the 10-year-old girl from Ohio who was raped, and because she was 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant, her parents had to take her to the bastion of freedom that is Indiana to get an abortion. Right. You can understand why people are saying, why did we not have a plan to combat the chaos? Because
why didn't they?
I don't know. I don't work for the administration. But you did have 6 weeks. No, I definitely don't. Don't start that rumor. 6 weeks is a lot of time to put in place plans to lean on state legislatures and governors to ensure that people are going to be protected, that you can still order your abortion pills online, that you can cross state lines, etc. But there's an interesting phenomenon going on with the polling. So Democrats now are running well ahead of Joe Biden. So if you look at 538 right now, there have been 10 polls that have come out in a post-Roe world, and the Democrats are up in the congressional ballot in all of them. So we've seen a 3 to 4 point swing in Democrats' favor. And I think that that's really interesting and a reflection of what's going on in this pushback against what people rightly really feel are extremist Republican policies. So I wonder how much campaigning
now
Joe
they're the
Biden is going to end up
extremists.
doing for the midterms. If someone like Raphael Warnock is up 10 on Herschel Walker in Georgia, maybe people will just go without him. John Fetterman in Pennsylvania.
Well, that's yet to be seen. But Greg, how do you respond to that?
I don't.
Okay.
That's not fair. You make me respond to you all the time.
I have a really good joke about Yogi Bear. No. All right. So what you're seeing right now, I think what we're looking at is a large hole left vacant by the January 6th hearings. So now you see why the January 6th hearings were so desperately employed and so desperately necessary for the Democrats, right? Because once you remove it, what you have is a gaping lack of leadership, a gaping lack of optimism, common sense, wisdom. We have a giant hole where leadership should be. That is why. So now when you look at the January 6th hearings, because it's coming back, you'll now know why it's there. Because when you take it away, this is what you get.
Nothing.
You get this
Dead air.
grim testimony about the nature of this White House. So the media has chose to amplify the hearings the same way they de-amplified the Hunter Biden laptop story before an election. This is what's happening with this. It's before an election. It was before an election then. This is why no one should believe or trust anything that's coming from this same cabal that did the Hunter Biden laptop and also did this hearing. It's the same thing. That doesn't mean that the Republicans are just going to skate through this. What bothers me is I don't like the dancing on the grave preliminary kind of celebration. There's never been a better time for the Republicans. You got the Democrats are in a woke paralysis, right? The loudest, most unhinged voices control their party, and they've relinquished any concern for parents to the Republicans. The Republican Party is now the parents' party. I think we mentioned that early on during those school board hearings when they said this was a great opportunity, and that is what has happened. But you can't just cluck about it. You got to be persuasive to the voters. You got to take it to them, and you got to have practical solutions about the economy and practical solutions, especially about crime, because we haven't spoken enough about that, the crime that is going on all over. It's not enough to say, ha ha. We actually have to have some reason. And when I mean us, I mean normal, common sense, non-woke people. And I include Democrats in that. I think that this is a time for moderate Democrats to come back and kind of like rediscover the joys of common sense.
I mean, facts, I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I don't think the lefty losers going to do that. They kind of outnumbered right now with the lefty loserism and shit, and they don't seem to be turning back. So, you know, we're going to be pretty much stuck with whatever the fuck they got to give. But, you know, I mean, you know, for all y'all that don't want to be fucking woke and shit or part of the woke mob and shit, still some hope for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But let's slide over to you know what I mean? Biden sends U.S. oil reserves overseas, nigga.
Yeah, so much talk about, barely scratched the surface. So let's just get into it. Here it is, your Daily Dispatch.
Yeah.
Here it is, folks, your Daily Dispatch for Wednesday, the 6th of July, 2022. Oil from U.S. reserves sent overseas as gasoline prices stay high. That's right, more than 5 million barrels of oil that were a part of a historic U.S. emergency reserves released to lower domestic fuel prices were exported to Europe and Asia last month, according to data and sources, even as U.S. gasoline and diesel prices hit record highs. So again, just to take this to the human level, you can just imagine if your family scrimps and saves and puts some money off to the side for a rainy day, your emergency savings fund in case disaster would strike,
is gone.
And you find out that your partner, your husband, or your wife is not only emptying that account, but they're sending it overseas for some strange reason. They're not even using it to help you. They're just robbing you of the safety and security that you've worked to build up, and they're just sending it to their friends overseas, exchange for something. We don't know what, but it like takes something that was bad and irresponsible and a negative action in the first place, just sort of amplifies what a stupid, short-sighted, and I would even say traitorous regime we now have occupying the higher echelons of our government.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because y'all niggas is just not paying attention to this shit. What else is Biden ready to do? Well, you know, Plucky Duck done rolled out and shit. So now we got Corinne Jean-Pierre, the LGBT fornicator with the over 27 coochies done touched her lips. You know what I'm saying? And they proud of that. But, you know, and it looked like she got a little bit of AIDS on the lip, but no, I'm just bullshitting, but she probably could. But Biden is ready to fire Plucky Duck too. You know what I mean? And this bitch is more like a Slow J Simpson. So we call Plucky Duck. We're gonna call her Slow J Simpson Pierre. You know what I'm saying? And here's the story on that.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you guys are joining me today. And we've been following this story. We've been tracking it now for the last month or so. I remember doing the first report on this, talking about how the Biden administration was looking to replace Jen Psaki's replacement already. They brought John Kirby in over from the Pentagon, who was the press secretary over there. And now they're looking to remove Corinne Jean-Pierre, looking to remove her from her position because she has been a disaster for the administration. Of course, she's not a good liar like Jen Psaki was, so they gotta find somebody that's going to be just as good as Jen Psaki who can spin it. And it's curious to see all of the individuals who are turning.
But
on
Jen wasn't that good.
Already.
She was actually terrible.
We understood at the very onset of this that it was not going to be very long term for her because of how disastrous her outings had been prior when she was filling in for Psaki. Knew that she wouldn't last very long, especially when you have to lie consistently for this administration to ensure that the American people can remain in the dark instead of having somebody come out there and have no idea how to spin it. They sit there and they flip through a binder that doesn't have the magic answer. And now you have reporters that are actively seeking to not submit their questions anymore to the press secretary. And this is something that's been going on now for a while with the Biden administration, where reporters have to submit their questions to get approved. That's how it tells you how bad unprepared KJP is to actually answer any questions beforehand. She gets them ahead of time.
She fucking
they can
sucked.
craft an answer, and unfortunately, for her, she can't lie as well as Jen Psaki. So before we dive into today's topic, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button. If you're new here, thank you for joining me. Allow me to share some info with you. Hopefully, you can share with your friends and family. Smash that like button at 1,500. And of course, if you like the content, you like the videos, you like the channel, you can support it by smashing that super thanks as well. So let's go and dive into it today. Coming to us from WayneDupree.com over here. It says,
we told you Dems wanted to get rid of KJB, and right on cue, her friends are turning on her. Oh, that's sad. Oh, why would y'all do that to Corinne Jean-Pierre? It's just not right. Why would you do that to her? It's just not right. I don't know why they would turn on Corinne Jean-Pierre. I don't know why they would do that to her, man. You know, she's a woman of color, and y'all are just some bigoted, hateful motherfuckers and shit. So you thought she was the only one on the chopping block? No way. She's not the only one on the motherfucking chopping block. Who else is on the chopping block? Well, I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? Kamala's been cackling. You know what I mean? First of all, here go Joe Rogan impression of Kamala's been cackling. It's pretty funny.
Tulsi a bunch of times.
I love Tulsi.
She's incredible.
She'd be an amazing president.
I think. Can you imagine if she was our vice president, right? If she was, we'd be like, oh, we can't wait. Like,
yeah,
he's done.
Push him off a cliff.
Oh, great, that's gonna be trending. Joe Rogan, push him off a cliff.
I was saying that in jest, ladies and gentlemen, only in jest.
Was behind the bicycle incident.
She's unusual in that they keep trying to label her right wing too. She was literally a Democratic congresswoman for 8 years.
Yeah.
She was a Democratic congresswoman from Hawaii, a woman of color, served and was deployed overseas twice in medical units. So dealing with people that are blown up She's a great person.
She's amazing.
She's be an amazing leader.
And Ron DeSantis is.
But the thing is, like, they're scared of her.
Let's
They're
get
fucking.
that group
They're
together.
so scared of her that she has all the qualities they want. You want a woman president? There you go. You want a woman of color? There you go. You want a woman who's a veteran? There you go.
There you go.
You want someone who served in government, was a congresswoman? There you go.
Yeah, and
got all
meanwhile
these
you've got
things.
Kamala looking like she's got some sort of like secret gun held to her head, to where she can't even. Like, her sentences just go round and round. I'm like,
great.
She makes
It's about the passage of time. It's about time and passing time.
It's not
and that's
fun.
why we have watches. We have watches because otherwise, how would you know how much time has passed? Time is a fleeting time type thing. They're so scared of her that she has all the qualities they want. You want a woman president? There you go. You want a woman of color? There you go. You want a woman who's a veteran? There you go.
There you go.
You want someone who served in government, was a congresswoman? There you go.
Yeah, and
you got all
meanwhile
these
you've got
things.
Kamala looking like she's got some sort of like secret gun held to her head, to where she can't even like, her sentences just go round and round. I'm like,
great.
She makes
It's about the passage of time. It's about time and passing time.
It's not
and that's
fun.
why we have watches. We have watches because otherwise, how would you know how much time has passed? Time is a fleeting time type thing that only happens when time passes. If you just sit there, so let's be good to each other with time.
Right, what?
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
That's better than hers.
Yeah, actually. Actually.
Yeah, that's way better than
just
hers.
wings it. She's just winging it.
No, do you think she wings it, or do you think that she's? I
Deer in
think
the headlights.
she looks scared.
She should be scared.
She looks absolutely petrified.
She should be scared that they don't dig up her record and find out what she actually has done.
Yeah.
Find out what she's done to all those people that she kept in jail longer than they were supposed to be released, to use them as cheap labor for the state to fight wildfires.
Yeah.
Well, all the people that she
That
tried.
was my friend, actually.
This shit crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, it's Kamala's been cackling, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't, you know what I'm saying? You really don't get much from Kamala. You know, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? She's just terrible. She terrible as hell, too. And it's like scary terrible, too. You like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, she sucks, you know what I'm saying? But here go another Kamala Harris word salad goes viral. Oh, man.
Vice President Kamala Harris made an unscheduled trip to Highland Park yesterday. She spoke to residents there following the mass shooting July the 4th. She took it, shall we say, seriously? Roll tape.
We'll deal with what we need to deal with in terms of also as we move forward, all agreeing that we got to be smarter as a country in terms of who has access to what, and in particular assault weapons. And we got to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously.
All right, Janelle King joins us now. Welcome back, Janelle. It's very good to see you again. This was surely a time when the Vice President could have... It was a time for her to shine. I don't think she did shine particularly.
Hold on, folks. What the fuck did she just say?
No, I don't think so at all. You know, we'll deal with what we need to deal with in terms of also as we move forward, all agreeing that we got to be smarter as a country in terms of who has access to what, and in particular assault weapons. And we got to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously.
What?
Janelle King joins us now. Welcome back, Janelle. It's very good to see you again. This was surely a time when the Vice President could have... It was a time for her to shine. I don't think she did shine particularly. What say you?
No, I don't think so at all. You know, what I saw was just another discombobulated leader that is not doing her job, because I felt like it's one thing to support and comfort. It's another thing to turn something that's so dreadful into a political statement, which is what we see happen on the Democratic side all the time. The fact of the matter is, pushing for gun control only impacts law-abiding citizens. It impacts those who actually got their guns through going through the process the correct way, because that's how you know who has the guns. You know, it's not that for some reason Democrats act as if gang members are going to line up in droves and turn over their weapons, but that's not what's going to happen. So I wanted to see a woman who was more compassionate, but I think her false sense of humility got in the way, and that's what we got.
What is her standing, political standing, I guess, within the party? My question would be, does she run in 2024 if President Biden does not run in 24?
You know, I think she does. I think she's going to try to.
Why would she do something like that?
Work her way out of the shadows as we speak, but she's not doing a good job. I wonder who her speechwriters are and just who's assisting her. She always comes off as if she hasn't done the proper research in order to address whatever issue she's talking about.
She never looked like she did any fucking homework, bro. It's like, Kamala, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this bitch be... It's like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, man, Kamala really be over there lunching and shit, like real extra heavy. That bitch be extra heavy with cheese and shit. And it's like, yeah, that shit is just not a good look for the country.
She always comes off as if she hasn't done the proper research in order to address whatever issue she's talking about.
Yeah, man. Everybody feel like that too. Not just me, not just you, not just we. But everybody feels like that. Like, this bitch is clearly retarded. You know, but we on some shit like we trying to be sensitive to everybody, you know, the slow class. You know, we trying to let everybody get a Whopper on Whopper Wednesday, and we look nutty as shit for it. You know what I'm saying? We look nutty as fuck. Got all these niggas out here in the slow class fucking just doing dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's horrible. It's horrible. You know what I'm saying? It's really sad, but I mean, what the fuck we gonna do, right? Yeah, man. Shit is really fucking crazy and shit. But I mean, bro. Yeah, man. It's Kamala Harris and shit, so we gonna skip the rest of that and shit, move on. Science proves what we suspected was true about them. Check it out.
In a PBS documentary series about the brain, neuroscientist David Eagleman visited Virginia Tech's Research Institute to talk with them about how they discovered that they could tell whether or not somebody was a liberal or a conservative from a brain scan. And when you find out why they're able to tell the difference, well, I mean, you're not going to be surprised, but your suspicions will be confirmed.
Montague has found a link between a person's politics and one basic reaction: disgust. He has volunteers go into an MRI scanner where they look at a series of images.
I show them somebody with a knife to somebody else's throat, physically threatening stimulus, a dead corpse, something that was gross, like flies on a salad or something like this. These things elicit responses in your nervous system, and we record their brain activity. And they go into a booth, and they answer a political ideology survey. How do you feel about gun control, abortion, premarital sex?
This sounds like some pre-crime shit.
Results are striking. The greater the disgust response in the brain, the more conservative the person is likely to be. A smaller response correlates with a more liberal outlook.
This is like finding the missing piece of the political puzzle that explains everything.
The shocking part is that your response to a single disgusting image can predict your score on that test with 95% accuracy.
Think about how profound this discovery is for a moment. When liberals see something that's potentially dangerous, that's disgusting, perverted, abnormal, instead of having the normal warning signs going off in their brain that alerts them that something is not right, they feel nothing. Look at how freaked out this guy is by his discovery. He knows the implications of this, but he just can't say it. In fact, it seems to be the exact opposite with liberals. They're repulsed by normal things, like responsibility, jobs, families, and beautiful women. Seriously, this might explain the whole fat is beautiful phenomena, where the liberal media says that women like Amy Schumer and Lizzo are beautiful, and Sports Illustrated is putting obese women on the cover of the swimsuit edition. I'm sure you know that many liberals are so confused these days that they're coming up with new genders named after their favorite foods.
For example, cake gender. I know a few people who personally use this. it's typically described as them feeling light and fluffy or sweet and warm, and it's not something that you could typically describe with the terms masculine, feminine, androgynous, etc. Another example of cake gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular gender.
You know, the discovery at the Neuroimaging Lab at Virginia Tech fits in with other research that's been published in the American Journal of Political Science, which found that liberals tend to be psychotic. Surveys have also found that conservatives find life more meaningful than liberals because, well, obviously, they're miserable. And they're the ones who are always saying that we should trust the science about global warming and the changing of the seasons. Well, the science shows that there's something wrong with Democrats' brains. The basic mechanisms in the brain that are supposed to alert humans about what is abnormal and what should be avoided aren't working. And we haven't been saying liberalism is a mental disorder as a joke. We've known this. What is funny, however, is my Science Proves Democrats Are Brain Dead shirt, which you can get 20% off of this week because I've been...
You already know. If you got it from Mark, man, send your boy 99 cents. Keep the show going. Keep the show going. You feel me? But, yeah, man, besides the crisis we got going on the border and shit, it's pretty much a wrap, man. You know what I'm saying? And, it's really crazy, but they, powering up CERN. This is the particle smasher. You know what I'm saying? They firing that bitch up. Last time they fired it up, they almost created a black hole, and now these niggas is back at it again. Demon Dimension and the Mysteries of CERN. Let's check it out. Yeah.
CERN is an acronym that translates to European Council for Nuclear Research, but has since moved on to studying particle physics. And even though they invented the internet in 1989, they are most famous for their 666 logo, a video of a woman being ritually sacrificed on CERN grounds at the altar of Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction, and for potentially destroying the universe. Multiple lawsuits have been filed to stop CERN's particle collider in fear that it could destroy the Earth, which revealed to the public that CERN is a sovereign entity outside the jurisdiction of the courts, so they can do whatever they want.
Wow.
What is it that they're doing? It has to do with high-velocity counter-rotational spin, which was first documented in Nazi Germany's most secret program, Die Glocke, the bell. According to surviving documents, the bell was somehow affecting time and space. The most distinctive aspect of the bell was high-velocity counter-rotational spin, also known as torsion physics. Many are concerned that CERN is attempting to open a portal into another dimension that will allow demonic entities to enter ours. This was blatantly portrayed 6 years ago in a pagan ritual to celebrate the opening of the Gotthard Tunnel, just east of CERN. The dimension they would be attempting to open is already somewhat accessible. Do you hear voices in your head? If you do, then you likely know it's best to keep that to yourself, because a doctor will tell you that you're a schizophrenic.
Absolutely.
Modern psychiatry calls these voices auditory hallucinations. And even though a whopping 1% of the world's population suffers from schizophrenia, there isn't much research. But after 30 years of working closely with the criminally insane, Jerry Marzinski has noticed that the voices talking to these schizophrenics are all saying the same things. There is a distinct, predictable pattern. The voices are exclusively generating negative emotion, leaving the patient physically and emotionally drained. The voices are always pulling a person away from God or anything positive. The voices are always a call to action, instructing the person to either hurt themselves or hurt someone else, which is probably why the voices always rebel against the drugs that are prescribed for schizophrenia. These drugs make a person comatose, and the voices want you to do things. Marzinski believes that schizophrenics are being attacked by non-physical entities that he calls energy parasites because they feed off of negative energy. And in practically every case, the victim has experienced severe trauma, usually sexual trauma, which explains why the voices tell people to traumatize others. These demons want more victims. According to the ancient Gnostics, who referred to these entities as archons, they are destructive, sadistic beings who control the earth via the thoughts of humans. Voices in the head. This explains the rampant pedophilia we are seeing today and the incestuous inbreeding of royal bloodlines. These energy parasites need traumatized people to feed upon. Perhaps some of the thoughts in our own mind are not our own. Most schizophrenics claim that this is the case, but are told by doctors that they are crazy. Doctors who only give them lobotomies, electroshock, and drugs. And Marzinski has only seen schizophrenics recover once they start seeing these voices as an external entity. They then realize that they can actually resist them, and the voices go away. And so, while CERN is a great mystery and a concern, the demons from another dimension may already be here, in our thoughts. So it's a good thing we all have free will. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
Thanks, Greg. We already should not be back on the other side to close this out. Don't move your motherfucking switch. It's your boy. They say, P, what you think coming, dog? How you think people feeling about the current state of the United States? And I tell them this.
Upon it. I wasn't going to speak. I was asked to speak here, Sheriff, good to see you. I'm telling you guys, I'm pretty appalled at what's going on. At first we sat as concerned citizens and we all wanted to figure out how to best navigate our way through this whole COVID thing, and as we realized that it's not quite as dangerous as we thought it'd be, I was absolutely appalled at the cowardice, and as you're sitting there with your masks on, I don't blame you for wearing masks, because I'd be hiding my face too if I was you for what you're doing. This is absolutely horrendous what you're doing to these people. I'm a business owner, and I'm telling you, our families are starving. You guys can sit here with your jobs, you can sit here and you're going to get paid, you can fall asleep in your chair like that gentleman's doing behind his mask right there, okay? And I'm telling you right now, that right now we're being peaceful. And you better be happy that we're good citizens, that we're peaceful citizens. But it's not going to be peaceful much longer, okay? And this isn't a threat. I'm not a criminal. I've never been a criminal. But I'm telling you that good citizens are going to turn into real concerned and revolutionary citizens real soon. And nobody else is going to say that. I'm probably the only person that has the balls to say what I'm saying right now. That we're building, we're organizing, and we'll work with law enforcement or without law enforcement. But you won't stop us when time comes, because our families are starving. And if you don't hear the seriousness of my voice, I hope you open your ears and you absolutely listen to what I'm saying. Because this is a warning for what's coming. It's not going to be peaceful much longer. It's not going to be rah-rah. It's not going to be speeches. It's not going to be gathered outside saying a Pledge of Allegiance. It's not going to be waving flags. It's going to be real. When you've seen the things that I've seen, I went to war for this country. I've seen the ugliest, dirtiest part of humanity. I've been in combat, and I never want to go back again. But I'm telling you what, I will to save this country. If it has to be against our own citizens, it will happen. And there's a million people like me, and you won't stop us. Open the county. Let our citizens do what they need to do. Let owners of businesses do what they need to do to feed their families. Take the masks off. Quit masking and muzzling your children. The psychological damage you're doing to them is horrible. I've had 6 friends kill themselves since it's happened. Veterans who lost their jobs. How do you feel about being complicit in perpetuating that? The greatest hoax ever perpetuated on the American people, and you're a part of it by wearing your masks. In Shasta County, we're supposed to be red country up here. Not blue country, we're red country up here. You guys know that. You claim to be conservatives, maybe you're not, maybe you're liberals, I don't know. But by God, we're Americans, and remember that. Take your masks off, quit muzzling yourselves. Join us, fight with us against what's going on in Sacramento. It's a travesty. Thanks.
And we back. I want to say shout out to everybody for coming through, chilling with your boy, man. Thanks for being willing to learn something and shit, man. Thanks for keeping an open mind and shit. Don't forget to fact check the fact checker. You know what I'm saying? Really appreciate all your motherfucking company, love, support, and prayers and shit. Keep rocking with us. You know what I mean? Keep holding us down. You're part of town and shit. You know what I mean? It's not easy. I already know. Very interesting shit, though. You know, life is hella short, man. And when you take it for granted and shit, it feels like it's even shorter and shit. You know what I'm saying? I really want motherfuckers to understand that there's entities out here that want you gone, dead, perished. Want your family gone, dead, and perished and shit. Like, it's not sweet, man. And for us to have this impression that it's sweet, like, it's just ridiculous, man. So, personally, you know, I can see humanity coming to their senses. Again, you know, I don't condone blowing up anything, but if you're gonna blow something up, let it be the Georgia Guidestones. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, put your middle finger up straight to the fucking globalists, like, fuck you and the Georgia Guidestones and your fucking humanity at 500 million. Fuck all that. Now it's gonna be up to us to go after these motherfuckers with the money and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, they already bought up the governments and the militaries and shit, so they already think they're exempt from prosecution. And we gotta show these motherfuckers that it's not that sweet. They not exempt. You know what I mean? They still gonna get it like everybody fucking else. You know what I mean? You break the covenant of God, you get broke the fuck up, period. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta break the faces of anybody that's trying to get in our motherfucking way, you feel me? You know, unfortunately, it's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Giant fight for our lives and shit. I don't know. It's pretty sad, though. Some real shit. When we sit around and look at how motherfuckers is just playing this game and shit, and how they playing themselves and shit, it's just... Yeah, man, we really not in a good position, folks. You know what I'm saying? Our kids are in the custody of these maniacs and shit. You know what I'm saying? And God help us all. God be with us all, man. Father God, please forgive us of our sins we committed knowingly and unknowingly. Father God, please continue to be with us and not without us. Father God, please continue to hold us down in your part of the town. Please bless those in need, those indeed, those who deserve, and those who don't deserve, Father God. Please protect our families, friends, and foes, and people we don't know all around the world, dearly, Father God. Father God, just allow our prayer to combine to equal the size of a mustard seed, and we can get something done, you feel me? So allow my energy, my prayer to be combined with somebody else's energy, their prayer, and then everybody that's standing with you, Father, allow our energy and prayer to come together so we can have the faith collectively of a mustard seed and overcome what the fuck is going on, man. Yeah, man, don't nobody want to see their family get hurt or injured or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that these people are coming at us quick, fast, like, we got to do something about that. We got to do something about it. You know what I mean? Thank you. Please continue to support the show on Cash App and PayPal, Mr. PEI55. And you can hit that donation button over at civiliantalkpodcast.com. Really appreciate y'all, man. Good looking. Yeah, man, just keep me in your prayers, dog. Just, you know, ask God to continue to give me that hedge of protection and hold me down. And I'm just going to keep trying, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I want y'all to keep trying, too. You know what I mean? We got to try collectively. So with that being said and shit, you know what I mean? It's your boy, Mr. P.I., bring you that civilian talk. Please wake up America News, because if we don't wake up today, we may not have an America to wake up to tomorrow. Share the show. Y'all know keeping this information to yourself is for scumbags. Don't be one of those. And stay safe out there, folks. Enjoy life. Don't forget to enjoy life, man. This shit is short. And these globalists trying to kill you. They trying to shorten it even further. So enjoy life, man, while you got it and shit, man. Stay positive and try to be a better person tomorrow than you was today. Y'all know I harp on that part. You know what I mean? Because we're in a spiritual battle and it's really going the fuck down. And we're about to reach a point of no return soon, and that's not going to be good for any of us. You know what I'm saying? So just keep doing your thing, keep letting it hang and swing and shit. You mean, stay the fuck out the way, stay positive, and shit. Until next time, fucking love y'all, man. It's your boy.
Today's episode was brought to you by Civilian Talk Radio.
Hey, George, what's your perception on the reality of this world?
Now, you see, when your identity is defined by society, you cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's being put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of you as a free agent. But you believe yourself to be a free agent as a result of not being free. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist society's identification of you.
There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table to figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Wake the fuck up, people. Should have final warning.